Hiker Jay here. This week we're going to be talking about the Nemo Stargazer chair. This is a chair that I have come to absolutely love. The Nemo Stargazer chair is incredibly comfortable. Basically, they've figured out how to take the comfort of a hammock and put it into a chair. As well as it's versatile. You can sit straight up or lean all the way back and kind of fall asleep and gaze at the stars with one easy motion. So I'm pretty psyched to show this to you. The grass is really tall today. I'm really sorry. We're going to try to do it right here. I was out at camp a couple weeks ago, went to actually mow and get all this down, but there were two fawns that had just dropped, and right here in camp, one was cuddled up, and I have a picture. I'll show you the picture of it. Absolutely adorable. We just decided to leave it be, not cut, and let nature have its place back here for a couple of weeks, because I feel like if you're going to be out in the wilderness and enjoy the wilderness, you don't want to lord over the wilderness, right? You want to be able to be part of it. So they've moved on. I've looked for lays and I'm not really finding them anywhere here, so they must have moved on with mom, gotten big enough and strong enough. Back on track, Jason. So the Nemo Stargazer, we're going to be checking out today. And as always, if you're looking for one of these yourself, the link to the products will be down in the description down below. And if this is the first time on my channel, if you could hit subscribe, that would be awesome. I'd love to have you along for all my other videos. Now, I'm going to set up here and then we'll get right into the review. So first, let's go through assembly. I'm going to roll it in real time, talk a little bit about it, and so that you can see that it does take a little bit longer than one of those regular just camp chairs that you pull out and plop down. But I think it's worth the effort when it comes to the comfort. So it comes in this case, shoulder strap. You can also just carry it this way. I think the size is great. It's not super huge. Fits really well in the back of the Jeep or any trunk or that type of thing. So you open up the case. It is 8 pounds too, if that matters to you as well. And first thing you do is gonna grab the aircraft aluminum frame set here. And you're just gonna follow where they go by the bungees. And they have these little, like, I'm not sure I can see that, but they have these lines where they're supposed to go so that you have them all the way in. I think it's kind of hard to mistake if they're not all the way in, but you want to make sure they're all the way in. So these are the 4 legs. I do want to say awesome rubber stoppers on them. Fine on a beach, they'll go in, but they won't go like all the way in. Awesome on ground, they don't go anywhere. So, and also concrete, they don't slide around. So these rubber stoppers, really nice. That's the thing about Nemo. Like, you're gonna pay more of a premium price on it, but it's gonna last, and it has that lifetime warranty. Now the top ones, these are the ones that the actual seat goes into. It has these red kind of pipes here that slide over. You make sure that none of that is showing, because you don't want to break it in any way. Like, you wouldn't want to have it like that when you hook it on. You want to have it all the way down. So there's your frame. Pretty easy to set up, pretty quick. And then you've got your 2 buttons that everything hooks onto. So now out of the bag you pull out the actual seat itself. What you want to do is you want to find the 2 clips right here, and you want to make sure that they're, say, top. So they're really cool. I'll get a close-up, but they spring load, so you kind of hook it on there. It's not really spring load, it's basically by the straps are pulling them apart, but they clip on really well, and you want to make sure that those say top on the top. Then in the back, you've got these other straps. These are just like tent poles, basic tent poles, but you want to put one in the main sleeve there, and then there's a top one here. Don't worry about breaking it. You do have to kind of force it in there, and we've done it millions of times. Not a single one is broke. We have 4 of these chairs. So now you've got the back all assembled. So putting it together is really not bad at all. Now I'm going to grab the camera and get some close-up shots and show you a couple things about the features before I sit in it and show you my favorite way to sit in it. Like, everybody ends up having their favorite way to get comfortable in it, but when you find it, oh, you can sit in this chair for hours. So let me grab the camera and show you a couple of the close-up features, and then I'll show you how it functions as a seat. Okay, first thing I want to talk about when it comes to the features is that it is a low sitting chair. So if you're somebody that has knee problems and such, I'll show you how you can get in and out a little more efficiently so that you're not using your knees. But I did want to point out that it is pretty low. All right, let's start with the close-up of the clips. As you can see here, let me see if I can get this one off and it'll show, it says top on there. So you don't want to put it on this side because I think it would pop off. So you want to make sure that it says top and then it clips all the way in. Now, with it all the way in, you can see that I can't pull it off. So that's really important that you get the top there right to begin with. And right off the bat, off to here, you can see that it's got some interesting engineering here, and that's because this chair has 2 settings, a regular sitting and then it reclines. That's why they call it the Stargazer. So they have these straps, which I'll show you in a little bit when I'm sitting in it, and it's pretty awesome how easily you're able to just kick back in it and and get really comfortable. Down here we have the crossbars. Now they do have back here some Velcro, so you could actually take this bar out. I think that's more for, like, if it broke for manufacturing warranty, they could send you a new bar, because there's really no reason to take this out when you're packing it away. And then here you've got your what I call tent stakes, which are the back stays for the holding the back up here for your headrest. And those have worked great. Haven't broken any yet, but again, they come out real easy. So if they did, I'd imagine that they would cover it under warranty. Staying with the headrest, it basically comes with this really great headrest right here that moves up and down for tall people or short people. For me, being really tall, I have no trouble. This headrest works really great. And then somebody short could actually move it down too. So adjustable to the size of the body. Now I also want to talk about these crossbars here too. This is the part where you hold to get up and down. I don't use that anymore. I just kind of lean forward and do like a lift from a squat. But if you have any knee problems or anything, this is the way that you'd get up. You'd be able to put your hand on there and push yourself up out of the chair on both sides. So I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. The last two convenience features are obviously the little pocket here. You can have your cell phone in it, some granola bars, snacks, whatever, and then the water bottle holder, which when you put your water bottle in, it swings the whole thing forward like that when you're not in it. Not a big deal, but it's just pulling all the weight forward. So I wanted to show you that. But it holds your water bottle, a can, or anything like that really, really well. So now I'm gonna get in it, talk about the actual reclining, how it works. All right, now, so basically sitting in it, you get right up to it. I grab this, I don't know why, because I'm worried about it sliding back, but you don't have to. But I grab this, put it right in the crooks of my knee right there, and then lean back. So that's how easy it is to get in. Now to get out, I just kind of lean forward and basically, like I'm doing a squat, stand straight up. I could understand how some people with bad knees, that might not work for them. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna put your hands like this, and you're gonna use your arms to push yourself up, okay? You can take like half your weight off your knees by doing it that way. You could also get into it that way as well. So little demonstration on how to get in and out. I find it just really simple just to stand up and do a squat just like that. That has been one complaint that people say, that it's super low and it's hard to get in and out of. I find that's not a problem at all. Now right now I'm basically in kind of the like regular sitting mode. So everybody finds their way to get comfortable in this chair. And for me, it's putting one leg over like that, just kind of crossing it over. And now I can just rock. It's so nice. I'm not kidding when I say that Nemo has figured out how to take a hammock, the comfort of a hammock, and turn it into a chair. And that's where I think you get the premium price, that this can be kind of pricey, but it is so worth it. And it comes with a lifetime guarantee, which is huge because you can replace all the parts if something happens to them. And I'm a big guy, you know, I'm 230 pounds, 6'2", and as you can see, I mean, it flexes, but it holds me no problem. I haven't held back on these chairs at all. Plop down in them, swing in them, put my feet up, lean back on them, and haven't had any problems with them. Plus, they have the lifetime warranty. So when you're buying something premium like this that has the mesh that's like, doesn't hold any water, it's non-sun, it doesn't fade in the sun, doesn't hold bacteria, that type of stuff. So they put really good products into this, and I know that if you got something like this, you would not be disappointed in it. The last thing that I want to show you, which is basically the namesake of the chair, it's called the Stargazer, because you can take and you can just lean back just like that, and it is so comfortable. And you can see where it gets its name. If you're sitting at a campfire and you're just kind of chilling at the fire for a while, but then you want to lean back, just lean back and look up at the stars and just relax. Easy to fall asleep in this chair, especially if you have something to put your feet up on. You're a goner, you're gonna go out. But you can see how easy it is to just move back up to the sit up. That's my favorite thing, is that it's like two chairs in one. Number one, the comfort is like no other chair that I've ever had, but also the fact that I can just sit up and have a conversation with people. And if I really want to relax and kick back, I can just lean back, basically like I'm in a hammock right now, and it's incredibly comfortable. So those are all the pros. Are there any cons? Maybe. Let me show you. So if I turn this directly towards you and I sit in it, you can see how narrow it is with the actual poles here. Now I'm a bigger guy, so I'm kind of encroaching on the pocket and the water bottle holder, but it really, I can still use them, so that's not a gripe at all. It's this bars. You don't know what to do with your arms at first, but ultimately everybody who sits in it's like, wow, that's a little weird. I feel really confined. Can I put my arms like this? I can't really do that. What do I do with them? It's really funny. I've watched time and time again people get into them. At first be like, I'm not really sure. Within 5 minutes, they've figured it out and they're super comfortable. And this is the chair they go to. You're gonna have to defend this thing. I tend to just put one arm up here and find it to be really comfortable. Some people just leave them leaning in like this. Some people go with both. But ultimately, these bars are not something that you're gonna hate, that you're gonna fight with all the time. They're gonna be something that you kind of come to use as part of the chair and for comfort. This is kind of how I tend to sit a lot when I'm talking to people, but if I want to rock, I'll drop my hand down and keep them on the inside, and it's really comfortable. These hand holder spots are actually padded too, so that's not bad on your elbows as well. It's just going to feel like the first time you sit in it, you're going to be like, wow, this feels kind of constricted, you know, like on the elbow side of things, but it's not. Just commit to it for 5 minutes, and you'll find your most comfortable way to sit in it. So now the last thing to go over is the unassembly and how long that takes. It can be clumsy at first, but you'll get the hang of it. So basically, I unclip the actual chair from the frame. I go back here and I release these. Now these do have this little like, let me pull it up here. These do have this little bungee spot for them to go into, once you fold it over and go into. But I'm going to tell you that I rarely use them because, as you can see, it pops right out and it doesn't hold a lot. So we just basically just break them down and fold them over like that. Then you're going to want to collapse everything around these 2 bars right here, okay? So I've got my case. I'm going to put the 2 bars in first and then put everything in between them. Okay, so now that's the really clumsy part. Seems really weird, but you just kind of shove it in there. Now you're going to take your frame and break everything down across the crossbar, the middle bar. And bring them all to the inside. These ones, remember, you got to break down in half, like that, and then bring them to the inside. At this point, I'm usually laying it on top of the rest so that they don't go anywhere because they start to kind of fall apart. But I will tell you, the first time I did this, my family did this, my sons were like, I'm never taking that anywhere because I can't get it put back together. Make sure you have the flap out like that. But now they have no problem putting it together, taking it apart, doing all that piece. So now I've got it kind of that way, and it seems a little bit crazy, but basically now you just zip it up. The big thing is putting the mesh chair down first, and then putting the frame in. But it goes no problem. Don't have to force it too much. I mean, you're compressing it a little bit, but it's built to actually handle that when you put it in. Also, if it got soaking wet, it's mesh right here too, so it can dry out somewhat in the bag too. So that's pretty cool. So if you're interested in checking one of these out, like I said in the beginning, the link's down below. You can check it out at my Amazon affiliate. Till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy and take a really comfortable stargazing chair with you so you can sit back, relax, and fall asleep.